Thank you. Now, Marilyn, can you bring your seat back over here, please? And you guys can all take a seat. Okay, Rachel, what did you notice? How did you feel?
She didn't have the time for me, so it wasn't worth investing my energy in if she doesn't have the time.
How many of you can picture yourself being in that exact situation at work? Yeah, we've all been there. And I'm going to say right now that I'm the most guilty of being Marilyn. If I'm at work, I'm phone down, plugged in, working on whatever project I'm working on, and as soon as I finish that, I'm going right to the next one. And if I'm not taking a break mentally in my head, then I don't want to talk to you. Don't come to my desk. That's what I'm thinking. If you come to my desk, tell me what you want and get out of here. That's me. That's something I struggle with, right? Marilyn probably struggles with that to an extent too. So, Marilyn, how could you have handled that situation better?
Stop doing what I was doing and turn and give eye contact.
Yes.
Can you say that?
I'm sorry. Stop doing what I was doing. Am I on? Is this on? Oh, it is. I am so sorry. If you keep doing what you're doing and don't look at a person, then they feel unwanted. But if you just stop for a minute and do some eye contact and ask them some short questions, it means a whole lot. So stop doing, I felt like I should have stopped doing what I was doing and look at Rachel.
Yes, absolutely. But if you were doing something important where you really didn't want to lose your train of thought, also we could have said, hey, Rachel, I really want to talk to you, but I'm in the middle of something. When I finish it, is it okay if I come pop by your desk? That's going to be a lot more proactive thinking, and Rachel is going to be very offended by Marilyn not listening to her, because quality time is it's one of her most important things, right? And when someone doesn't give us quality time, it's going to be offending. Now, someone like me, someone like Marilyn, who quality time is not important, we have to be cognizant of that. Because it might not be a big deal to us, but it could be a huge deal to Rachel. Now, Rachel, you do like quality time. Let's say we're going to go through two different scenarios. That's 4. 2 different scenarios. One, employee to employee, coworker. How do you like to spend quality time with your coworkers? Just brainstorm a few examples.
Going to lunch is one of my big ones. A lot of times we don't have time during the day to spend time together. We're very, very focused, but setting aside time, quality time together, just to talk about other things is very important.
Absolutely. That's awesome. How about your supervisor? How do you appreciate the ways your supervisor spends quality time with you?
I appreciate it very much. It doesn't happen very often, but I recently was taken out to eat. Both my managers took me out to eat. And they've never done that with any other of the team members. Maybe that's not fair. But it meant so much to me that they invited me to do that.
Rachel, that's a great point. You also reminded me, this is a perfect cue. North Carolina basketball coach, Sylvia Hatchell. She's one of the most winningest coaches in women's college basketball history. Rachel, you said, I don't know if it's fair because she's taking me out to lunch, and I don't know if he or she is taking my other team members out to lunch. But Coach Sylvia Hatchell, she says, if I know that one of my girls' languages of appreciation is words of affirmation, then I look for ways to give her encouraging words. But if I discover that her appreciation language is quality time, I will invite her to my house on Saturday for lunch. It builds a bond, and she goes away knowing that I genuinely appreciate her as a person. When my girls feel appreciated, they are highly motivated to give me their best on the court.
do like lunch.
Rachel likes lunch. And this, I don't know if this is the case or not, but your manager could be taking this into account. They could be showing your coworkers different ways of appreciation. They know you like lunch. They know you like spending time at lunch together. So that might not be important to Marilyn. That's why Marilyn's not going to lunch with them. Maybe they did it once and Marilyn acted like she did to you. Okay. All right, that's great. You guys are great. Thank you.
He likes that.
This is true. So another note. I mentioned both books. We have Appreciation in the Workplace and the 5 Love Languages. There is a general overlap. The authors found after research that your primary love language is generally your first or second language of appreciation in the workplace. So there is a general overlap. But for me, words of affirmation, as my love language, it's all the way down at the bottom of the totem pole. However, when I started a new role in my workplace, words of affirmation changed slightly. It went higher because it was new to me, right? So I wanted to know that I was doing my job. I wanted to know that I was doing good, and I wanted to know what I could do better. So usually your top 2 will stay the same, but the bottom, whatever your 3rd, 4th, and 5th ones are, those could change given the situation. All right, acts of service. I think of, don't tell me, show me. Don't tell me you appreciate me, show me you appreciate me. Raise your hand if you can think of an example. I'm not going to call you up here, so you can raise your hand and not be shy about it. Maybe not. Raise your hand if you can think of an example of someone showing you an act of service in the workplace. Just out loud, I'll repeat it.
When I have to stay late to accomplish something and I'm on a deadline and I need assistance to get it done and somebody actually stays up with me.
When I have to stay late to meet a deadline and someone stays late to do it with me, to help me, that's an act of service, absolutely. And that's probably a coworker because they know what you're doing and they can help you. How could a supervisor show an act of service to you as the employee if they knew that you were going to be staying late and having to meet the deadline? Maybe they buy you dinner. That's going to take you time to go eat dinner. You need to eat to be productive. So a supervisor can show acts of service. They might not necessarily be able to jump in and help. They might not know what to do, right? It's not their job to know what to do. But they can still show appreciation for you, even by not being there. A couple of notes with acts of service. I've noticed in my workplace, sometimes someone will offer to help and then complain about it. What? So if we're going to provide an act of service, it's always important to ask if we can help. I don't know about you, but if someone comes up to me and just starts doing my job, I could get offended. I might think, you don't think I can do my job? But simply asking the question, hey, I finished my work, I have some time, is it okay if I help you? I know you have a lot on your plate. Kind of brings the walls down. And so it's always important to ask if you can help. And again, we have to be positive about it. That person is probably overwhelmed. They might be trying to meet a deadline. So we do need to be in a positive, you don't have to be cheery, but definitely don't be negative, right? Okay, tangible gifts. We're going to try technology. This is a new thing I want to try out real quick. Get your phones out, please, and pull up a blank text message. Okay, we talk about, go ahead and text the number. I'm going to have this too. Go ahead and text 22333. That's the number. This is the phone number, 22333, and text Justin Futrell 778 and just send it off.
Does it have to all be capitalized just like that? Okay?
No, it can be lowercase too. And you'll get a text message back, and that means you're good to go. So as you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about tangible gifts. Tangible gifts are physical items. So when we're working through this next section, think of money, raises, and bonuses are off the table. Okay? We can't assume that businesses can afford to always show appreciation for accomplishments, achievement. It's simply not sustainable for every company to always be giving bonuses. So, money, big sums of raises, that's off the table. Think of something outside of the job description. So this is just a tangible gift being given. Go ahead. You already started. Keep going. Text tangible gifts that you've received and have appreciated at work. This could be, no, that's it. That's all I'm going to say. Just don't watch.
You have to log out if you were still logged into the expenses.
As you see these going up, I'll challenge you to think of your coworkers. Think of if any of your coworkers, you know that they like these gifts. Would it make sense to take a gift into a coworker next week? Imagine how you feel when you receive these gifts that you appreciate. So we see a lot of gift cards, cookies, football, tickets, cupcakes, coffee, flowers, wine, nothing. I'm sorry. You're going to end up like Alex, looking for another job. I'll get you flowers or something, just tell me. That feels bad? Okay, so as we're looking at these, we could break every one of those into being a material object, like cookies, like wine, like flowers, gift cards. No, take that back. Material, we have cookies. So, where are you going? We have objects, material objects, and we have gifts that provide experiences. You might have, at True North, we call it swag. At True North swag. It could be a t-shirt, a coffee mug. Your workplace might have pins, and you can get these as gifts. So on a note there, small material goods are oftentimes not as perceived as a high of appreciation as experiences. So what do I mean by experiences? That could be gift cards to a restaurant. That's an experience you're being given. Tickets to a football game. Tickets to the local opera. That's an experience. Oftentimes experiences hit home more for us. So if I'm you, well, if I'm Marilyn, and I don't like spending quality time with my coworkers, but I want to provide a tangible gift, how do I know what to give them? That's a valid question. Well, we need to observe. Observe what they say and observe what they do. Right? They'll talk about the things they like and they'll talk about the things they don't like, and you can probably put two and two together and at least put something a logical gift that you can try out. And if they tell you that they loved it and they appreciated it so much, you know that was probably a good call. Let's think about Alex, right? His manager is remote. If you're a manager from a remote office and you have to show appreciation to employees, how do you do that? Right? That's challenging. We can't just spend quality time with our people. We could be states away. Or can you? Is that as easy as picking up the phone and having a conversation to check in on someone? If I know that Rachel likes quality time, and I'm down in Texas and I'm her boss, I can pick up the phone at 2 o'clock and call her and ask her how she's doing. And Rachel will tell me how she's doing. And that's going to mean a lot to her. If we have Marilyn, maybe I call Marilyn and the conversation's over in 20 seconds because she ended it.
Voicemail.
What could I do? Sending her boss to voicemail. That's how you know she doesn't like quality time. Okay. What can we do for Marilyn? Maybe we can send a gift card and say, hey, enjoy spending time with your friends and family. It's on me. It can be as simple as that. Okay, last one, physical touch. I need 2 volunteers. Someone who physical touch is yes. She's all over it. And no physical touch. Come on. Okay, we got 2 volunteers. Awesome. And I know we're running short on time, so we're going to wrap this up in the next 5 minutes. Physical touch. Okay, so I'll start this. I was doing a little mini survey at work, and I asked like 20 coworkers how they like to be touched in the workplace. I'm just kidding. Okay. That did not come out. I asked coworkers how they could appropriately Okay. Physical touch is a real thing, and that can be great and can be the exact opposite of great. We all have seen the news the last couple years, and sexual harassment is always on the top of the headlines. It's very sad, and it's something we have to be aware of, right? Someone like me, who loves physical touch, has to be aware that not everyone likes hugs and high fives as much as I do. Okay, so who do we have here?
I'm Samantha.
Samantha, nice to meet you.
Sherry.
Sherry, nice to meet you. So, we have Sherry and we have Samantha. Sherry, let's start off by saying what kinds of appropriate physical touches in the workplace do you appreciate?
I appreciate if you just come up and you just touch my shoulder.
Okay.
I would appreciate a fist bump. I would appreciate a handshake. Honestly, I would appreciate a hug, but I know that that's not appropriate, so I don't do that at work.
Right. So Sherry is completely comfortable with me as a coworker or supervisor placing my hand on her shoulder. And I really did ask a lot of coworkers and what was okay for them and what they were uncomfortable with. And it was a resounding pats on high fives are good, fist bumps are great, and pats on the back, just a pat on the back, but they said 2 pats on the back in circles is a bad idea. Very uncomfortable. Sherry, don't be doing that. Okay, so Samantha, physical touch is not her thing, right? Let's say Sherry did an awesome job and she just won a new client. She's a salesperson and she won a new client. How would you show your appreciation to her?
I just don't like physical touch towards me, so
Right.
that if I knew she was comfortable with a shoulder pat, then I would do a shoulder pat.
Do you see how uncomfortable she is right now? What would you naturally want to do?
Naturally, I'd probably praise her with words, so words of affirmation, or, what's our other options?
Yeah.
Words of affirmation, if I had a gift, I'd give you a gift. Otherwise, probably just words of affirmation.
That's awesome. Words of affirmation. So naturally, Samantha is going to want to say, great job, Sherry. I'm so proud of you. You did awesome. But to Sherry, words of affirmation is not important. It's not as important as physical touch. So Samantha hit the head right on it. Hit the nail on the head. Hit the head on the nail. Samantha said, because I know that Sherry values physical touch, then I will give her a high five. I will put my hand on her shoulder to show appreciation. That's going to be uncomfortable for Samantha. This can apply to all of them. If Marilyn is struggling to spend quality time, but she knows that Rachel loves quality time, two things. One, she's going out of her way to show you appreciation, Rachel. So if you're the recipient of it, you can also be aware that Marilyn's really uncomfortable right now. If I'm Sherry and I know that Samantha usually leans away from me when I'm talking to her, but she took the effort to say great job, she's really trying to genuinely show appreciation. And guys, it's simple. We want to know that what we're doing matters. We're spending 2,000 hours in a year in our workplace. So I'm going to challenge you to think about your coworkers. Think about how you can show them appreciation in the way that they most feel comfortable receiving it. Thank you guys. I had an awesome time, and you guys did great.
Thank you so much, Justin. Well done.